I want to know if it's possible to get every single variant in Marvel Snap, but to find out, I'm gonna need some help. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna try and get every single variant in the game.
Damn.
All of them.
What the f? Good luck with that. Were you dropped on the head?
Are you serious?
You buffoon!
You little goblin.
I don't think that's even remotely possible.
Falcone, you can't get all the variants in the game. That would be way too expensive.
Dude must be rich.
Hey up, buddy.
Then you can do it.
Okay, so my first job is to see how many variants I've currently got. I started by making a checklist of every single variant that I've ever seen. At first, this meant going through each episode of my Smash or Pass series and writing them down. Then I remembered the internet exists and just used Marvel Snap Zone's handy dandy variant checklist. Marvel Snap Zone is a pretty good website. Please someone sponsor me. So after about an hour of going through my collection and the checklist on Marvel Snap Zone's website, I found out there's an automatically sync all variants button. So that did speed things up a bit. Okay, I am nowhere near. How many variants are there in Marvel Snap? So originally the answer to this question was going to be a pivotal part of the video, but realistically, I have no earthly idea. Seriously, I don't know how often these things are being added to the game, but I feel like I see something new almost every single time I log in, and I've been playing for a while. Even since I started writing this script, I've looked at Marvel Snap Zone and seen more variants that weren't there, I swear, the last time I checked. In fact, there currently seem to be 1,105 unique variants in the game, though this does seem to include some unreleased variants, as it also covers cards that aren't in the game just yet. But this is as accurate as I'm going to get. I mean, these variants are going to be in the game at some point, so there you go. Add the approximately 196 base cards, and that's a lot of artwork in Marvel Snap. Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath and go through every categorized type of variant in the game. 1602, 1399, 90s, anime, baby, band, blueprints, chibi, nullified, luchador, noir, pixel, savage land, sports, steampunk, summer vacation, venomized, winter vacation. They're the official ones listed on Marvel Snap Zone, but I'm sure there's a whole bunch more that I've seen, such as vibranium, classic, the list goes on. There are also the following specifically categorized artist types. Alex Hawley, Alex Ross, Artgerm, Dan Hip, Flavino, Guilia Rincione, Ivan Chavrin, Jeff Deacle, Jim Lee, Kale, Kim Jacinto, Luca Claretti, Max Greek, Peach Momoko, Penny Arcade, Rion Gonzalez, Ryan Brown. I bet I got a whole bunch of those wrong and I'm really sorry. I'm not good at pronunciations. Of course, there are also variants that are only available to get in bundles, which I assume are gone forever now. So some of those earlier bundles, while expensive, are actually going to be some of the rarest items in the game. Speaking of variants, they do not come rarer than ultimate variants. Available from the token shop for 5,000 collector's tokens. If you don't want any of the new cards, grab a variant. Or if you already somehow have every card in the game, grab a variant. For a lot of people, now that we have a better idea of how frequently cards will be moving down from Series 5 to Series 4, some players might decide that the variants are a better use of their tokens, as they will be rarer. For me though, I like the idea of getting the first edition badge, whatever that might look like, on my Series 5 cards. Are we having fun? I'm glad we're having fun with the video, but now it's time to get to the point. The point of this video is to question how much it would cost you to buy every single variant in Marvel Snap, which means I'm gonna have to go do some maths. This could take me a while. In the meantime, take a look at what your favorite Marvel Snap creators had to say about variants.
I'm Alex Coach.
Cracking here and
Hi, this is Nina is new.
It's your boy D-Mon.
I am Eggs for Sale.
My name is Dexter or Snapster.
Howdy, my name is Scott, probably better known as Howling Minds on the internet.
What's up guys, Lemby Series here.
My name's Cheddar Paul. How many variants are there in Marvel Snap? After counting how many I had, and I had about 80-ish, there's gotta be over like 400 to 500, I think.
I guess I would say 309.
I would assume that there's well over 1,000 variants in the game. If I had to guess an exact number, I would say like 1,200.
How many variants are in the game right now? Oh, I'd say maybe 400?
I don't do math, but I'll say that it's probably like... I feel like this is the Zach Galifianakis with the numbers moving around my face. Like 700 something?
There's gotta be at least 2,000. At least. There's probably like 5 to 10 plus per card for most cards.
I have totally no idea, like the exact amount, but if it's not 1,000, it's like maybe 950. Let's go with 950. How about that?
I mean, I work on a website that should probably know that, but I mean, thousands. Like, I only own a small amount, so I gotta guess like 4,000, 5,000, somewhere in that kind of ballpark.
No clue. 1,000. I'm gonna say 1,000. If it's more than 1,000, I'll be like, I don't know, something.
Last time I checked, I have 470 plus variants. Now, I'm not buying out every day, but I do pick up the ones that I like, and I think that buying all of them or owning all of them is a task that you cannot complete at all.
What's the percentage of variants that someone could have? I mean, ideally, someone could have 100%, but I think that would be hard because to have 100%, you'd have to buy out the shop every single day, and they're constantly adding variants. So, I mean, that would seem impossible, isn't it?
I mean, I have 150, maybe like 10% or less.
I think in terms of percentages of like what's possible for someone to have, like obviously, like it depends if you whale or not. If you whale, then you're probably looking at, I don't know, it's really difficult to tell. I think for the average person, you're probably gonna have like maybe one variant per card, like as you play, but that's still like a very small amount. Out of the entire game, I'd say maybe like 10%, 20%. But even if it's like 20%, that's like what, 200 variants, and that's still a huge amount. Maybe more so like 10 or maybe even 5%. I have honestly no clue, but again, it all depends if you whale.
25%. I bet you people can only get 25% of variants.
I don't think you're ever going to get them all, but I think with enough time and dedication, you can probably get somewhere pretty close to like 85% of variants, but it really depends on how quickly they release more of them, and if you're able to keep up.
If they're actively purchasing every single variant they get in the shop, like I'm curious, because if you're buying every variant that you see that comes in, then there's no chance that you'd see a duplicate, right? So it's always going to hand you a new one, and you only get one a day in this game, like one reset a day, and this game has only been out since October, and that's like 100 some odd days. There's definitely no way that someone has the full, like that's impossible, obviously, because you only get 6 a day. That's even more math. Why are you making me do math?
If somebody is max buying the variants every single day, I would assume they would have maybe 90% of the variants.
Well, this question is very interesting because at the end of the day, variants, like having a lot of variants just means that you spend a lot of time collecting cards in the game. But at the same time, it also means you have a lot of cha-ching.
I mean, if you're an oil prince, then you can have all of them.
I'd say you can probably maintain 60% of variants at a time. Since they do keep adding them weekly, I'd say 60% is probably right.
I have completed the mathematical exercise. It's the part you've been waiting for. How much does it actually cost to get everything in Marvel Snap? Now, there are going to be a few caveats to this. Firstly, I'm defining everything in this sense as all of the variants. Nobody cares about avatars and titles. And I don't think there's anything Second Dinner can do to make us care about avatars or titles. Opening them sucks. It's never a good feeling. They're there just to fill the boxes so that you can't progress too quickly. The end. Move on. A few other caveats that I want to mention is that obviously no one is actually going to spend this much money on the game. In fact, no one would have to. If you actually play the game, you progress a little bit every day. And with that progress does come free variants. Every collector's reserve that you open has a 10% chance to get one of the more common variants, the ones that cost 700 gold in the shop. And you can also get free mystery variants, both in the season pass and just by ranking up through the season each month. So the figure that I'm about to give you is how much it would cost to get every single variant according to the specific conditions, which are quite unrealistic, but it simplifies things for the video. 1, you have every single card in the game already. Look, getting cards is something that's going to happen over time naturally while you collect variants anyway. Collecting all the variants is going to require you to open a lot of boxes, and you open a lot of boxes, you're going to get all of the cards. So just for simplifying things, this does assume that you have every card in the game, but no variant. The second conditional element to this video is we are assuming that all of the variants that you could get in bundles, you can still get those bundles. Obviously you can't. In fact, my suspicion is that these bundles are gone forever and that you're never going to be able to get the variants that you missed. But the math that I've done includes those variants as the price that they were in their bundle. And the other thing that we're assuming is that you're not making any progress by playing the game every day. Don't forget, every day you get 50 credits just for playing. You can get up to 450 credits in daily missions. That's almost enough to open a box every day on its own. Plus, you get season pass rewards, ranked rewards, special event rewards. There's weird website things which the game calls events that the game makes you open every now and then just to claim your free credits. All right, let's break this down. But before we do, now is your final chance to pause the video and type in the comments below, how much money do you think that it would cost to buy every single variant in the game? Just ballpark. I'd be really curious to see how close my result is to your expectations, or how close your expectations are to reality. Because now, spoiler incoming, I'm not gonna lie, it was less money than I expected. As of the time of recording, there are 444 common variants in the game. They're the ones that are in the shop that cost 700 gold. You can also get those from boxes and from mystery variant rewards, though for the sake of this video, we're going to assume that you're not going to do that. So if you're buying these, they cost 700 a piece. 444 cards times 700 gold, 310,800 gold to buy every single one of them. But hang on a second, what is a gold worth? This is where mobile games really get you. They add all these currencies, they make them complicated to tell like what a unit is worth in real money, because it's going to bait you to spending more. It's a little bit why casinos use chips for gambling instead of real money denominations. Although even in that case, the chips do have real money values most of the time. So I guess mobile games are worse than casinos? Of course, I'm being facetious. Marvel Snap is great, and really is not as anywhere near as bad as a lot of other mobile games. Now, I'm going to be dealing in this video in Great British Pounds, GBP. If you have a different currency, feel free to use a converter on Google or something. But to see how much a pound is worth in gold, or rather how much 1 gold is worth in pounds, I'm going to refer to the in-game shop. Forgetting any external bundles that you can sometimes buy, a regular gold bundle comes in one of 6 flavors. Of course, the way that these mobile games usually work is that the more expensive a bundle you buy, the better value you get for your money. At least that's how they work outside of Hearthstone, which for some reason the cheaper bundles are actually better value and the more expensive bundles are worse value for money. I think someone on that team didn't get the memo. So to make life a little bit easier for everyone and harder for me, I've decided to do the rest of this video in 2 different parallel versions. There's a version for if you just buy the cheapest gold bundle over and over again, or the version for if you buy the most expensive gold bundle over and over again. In pounds, the cheapest bundle costs $4.49 and gets you 300 gold. Divide that by 300 and you find that 1 gold is worth approximately 1.49p. That is 1.49 pennies, or 0.0149 of a pound. However, if you're buying your bundles in the higher denomination, as in you're getting 8,000 gold for $89.99, then each gold bar, I suppose, it's worth 0.011 pound, or 1.1 penny. So using what we've learned, again, there are 444 common variants in the game. Each one costs 700 gold. So in total, if you buy them all in the shop, that's going to cost you 310,800 gold. Multiply that amount by the amount that 1 piece of gold costs. If you're buying the smaller bits of gold over and over again, this would cost you £3,991.56. Now, if you do the more sensible thing and you buy all of the variants, but by buying the larger bundle over and over again, it's actually instead going to cost you £3,496.12. You literally save £500 by buying in the larger denominations rather than the smaller denominations. Now, you understand how I'm doing this. I won't show you as much of the working for the next set of variants, but there are 181 rare variants in the game. These ones can only be purchased from the shop. They cannot be gotten from random boxes, and they cannot be awarded from random variant drops. Each of these cost 1,200 gold in the shop. 181 variants times 1,200 gold means that in total they cost 217,200 gold to collect them all. In pounds, if you're buying the lower denomination bundle over and over again, that's going to cost you £3,250.76p. And if you were to buy the largest denomination of gold over and over again, it would actually cost you £2,443.23p. Add those numbers together, and again, I'm going to assume that you're buying the larger bundles because frankly, you're a maniac if you're buying all of these variants and buying the smallest bundle over and over again. The total cost of purchasing all 700 gold variants and all 1,200 gold variants is £5,939.39. 34p. You want it in dollars too? Okay, sure. As of today, that would be $7,312.25. Oh, wow. That's not too bad, is it? Wrong. We're not done yet. There are still two types of variants in the game that are unaccounted for, and these ones took a little bit more work to work out. The first are ultimate variants, the ones that you can only buy in the token shop for 5,000 collector's tokens, and the second are bundle variants, the ones that could only be bought in bundles. Let's do bundles first. A lot of this research was done on Marvel Snap Zone, by the way. Genuinely a fantastic resource for all things Marvel Snap. From the looks of things, there have been 10 bundles which include variants. Obviously, I'm not going to count the Pro bundle here. That one doesn't actually give you any variants. That is the Welcome Bundle, the Cyber Holiday Bundle, the Heart's Wild Bundle, Shielded Heart, Winter Wonderland, Line in the Sand, Starlit Connection, Primal Masterpiece, Dino Size, and Lunar New Year. All of these numbers are going to be a little bit rough because for this one, what I've actually done is I've worked out the price in dollars for each bundle, added them together, then converted them to pounds. So in total, these bundles have cost $125.25. Converted into pounds, that's £101 and 3 pence. That sounds a bit cheap, doesn't it? Yeah, it is. Because a lot of these bundles were actually available for gold, which would have had to have been bought via the gold bundles. Ah, what a headache, more maths. If you've bought every single one of these bundles in the game, the total gold cost would have been 25,500. Convert that into pounds, and once again, I'm going to give you the two numbers that I ended up with, which is £381.65p or £286.84p, again, depending on if you buy the big bundle or the little bundle. I'm going to assume you bought the big bundle. I'm going to add all the numbers together, and in total, the bundles have cost £387.87p. That is how much you've spent if you've bought every single variant that was available in a bundle. All right, last, and definitely not least, ultimate variants. Now, the hard part about working this out was actually assigning a dollar value to collector's tokens. Now, people are always going to critique this, how it's done, because I think there are different ways of doing it. But what I've decided to do is work it out like this. On average, once you have finished Series 3, you get 500 collector's tokens for every 4 boxes that you open. Therefore, on average, you get 125 collector's tokens per box. A box costs 12 collection level, and 12 collection level costs 600 credits. I'm actually going to simplify this down to 500 credits for a couple reasons. One, every 12 collection levels, you actually get an extra 50 credits anyway on the collection track. So technically, yeah, 12 collection level does only cost 550. And I'm going to remove the other 50, partly because it makes the maths a lot easier, but also partly because you do get gold and credits from boxes as well. It probably roughly works out as, on average, 50 credits per 4 boxes. Look, I don't know. This maths isn't exact. Just stay with me here. It's going to be near enough. So 500 credits is 1 box. 500 credits costs 400 gold. 1 box is 125 collector's tokens. You can see where I'm going with this. 500 collector's tokens equals 4 boxes, which equals roughly in pounds, again, assuming you bought the biggest bundle, £17.99p. So if that's 500 collector tokens, what is 5,000? Because that's how much these ultimate variants actually cost. Well, multiply the number by 10, you end up with £179.98, or roughly 16,000 gold. There are 8 ultimate variants in the game, although apparently this includes Hero Storm, which I think everyone got for free, but I guess newer players won't get that for free, so I guess we'll include it. Each of those 8 ultimate variants would cost you approximately 16,000 gold to get enough collector's tokens to buy it. 16,000 gold is either £482.68 if you're buying gold in the smaller denominations, or more realistically, £387.87 if you're buying them in the bigger denominations. So finally, the total. When you smoosh all the numbers together, add them up, these are the 700 gold variants, the 1200 gold variants, the ultimate variants, and the bundles. In pounds, if you were to buy all of the gold the cheapest way possible in the lowest value denominations, in total, you would have to spend £10,300.81 to buy everything. However, if you buy the larger denominations, it would cost you £7,767.05. What about dollars? I know that my friends across the sea are going to want to know what that is in their currency, and I know this isn't exact as the bundles are probably valued slightly differently over there, but if I just convert my numbers into yours straight up, what I end up with is $12,666 if you're buying the smaller denominations, or $9,562.45 if you're buying the larger denominations. And we're done. This video took me such a long time to put together, so please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done so already. Spread the word, share this video around. More cool stuff like this coming soon. The Marvel Snap community is awesome, so I need to give a huge shout out to Kraken Null, Dexter, Cheddar Pool, Nina is Noob, D-Money, Kawatek, Lambie Series, Rogtronic, Howling Minds from Marvel Snap Zone, Eggs for Sale, and Alex Kocher. You guys are awesome. I really hope we can work together on more cool stuff soon, and if you ever need me for anything, just hit me up. Lastly, a big shout out to my Patreons, for without their support, I would not be able to make content like this. And the biggest shout out, of course, to Nick Charles, my largest supporter for the month of January. Please do consider joining them if you really like my content and want to get just that little bit extra out of it. Right, I'm gonna go lie down. Just kidding, I got crime to fight. Later.
You little goblin.